All right, so I got a little reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. It's this conversation I had on Facebook, man. I wanted to teach on it just a little bit, man, just for the people that I know it's other women that think like this. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to give just a little bit of commentary on this shit. She said, like niggas, please help me understand how does it logically make sense to you to want to regularly have relations with females, but we doing too much when we ask you for something. Like somebody make it make sense. Let's get my response. When sex was separated from commitment and obligation, most dudes probably looking at it as y'all both benefiting from the relations. And if you want something more than that, y'all ain't in a real commitment. You doing too much. Because, and this the thing that I don't think a lot of women understand. Women pushed the sexual liberation movement. Women pushed that. Women wanted to be able to move and shake how they wanted to. They wanted to be free with their bodies. Because they, you know what I'm saying? They was tired of the I guess the religious backing of you got to have, you know what I'm saying? You need to wait to marriage to have sex, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to really imagine a group of men saying or pushing a movement saying we want to have sex with y'all without any commitment or being married. Like they would have looked at men as like, oh, y'all some weirdos, y'all some all types of misogynistic, egotistical, y'all just trying to use us for sex. That movement wouldn't have got off the ground. Women push this movement for the free love. I can have sex with whoever I want to. It's my body, my choice. This was, you know what I'm saying? This is what the women was pushing. But I want to use the Bible right quick. Watch this. Watch this. Let's see what God say. This Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So, okay, you gotta think about it. In America, that was kind of how things was moving. You know what I'm saying? People wasn't just out here readily having sex with everybody. And if you was on that type of time, you was kind of by yourself. You didn't have a bunch of people moving and shaking like that. But the women wanted to push this notion where you giving up sex for nothing. You giving up sex with no commitment, no marriage. I'm gonna read it again. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. God said if a man having sex with you, y'all supposed to be getting married soon after. That wasn't a thing where you can just have sex with whoever you want to and no commitment come behind that. Because I agree with the sisters when they say this. You know what I'm saying? When you start having sex with a sister, you supposed to start providing shit. I told my wife this because it's to try to make it as simple as possible. When a man start paying for something for a woman, ass supposed to come with that. It is what it is. If a man start taking care of the responsibilities that your father was taking care of, you supposed to be twerking something in the bedroom. It is what it is. We don't want to look at it like that, but that's what it is. In the reverse, if a woman started having sex with a man, you supposed to start providing stuff. You supposed to take on the responsibilities, all the responsibilities that her father had for her. That's your job. But the women didn't want to do that. The women didn't want to do that. You lost your leverage. You want to know why? Because women want to have sex too. Women be horny too. So the men, they looking at it like, well, shit, she horny, I'm horny. I'm gonna get my nut. She gonna get hers, and we gonna both go about our business. Oh, don't ask me for no money. You're not my woman. We not married. Like, why you asking me to do husband shit when we ain't that? Because women say the same thing. I'm not doing wife stuff for no dude that ain't my husband. Because the tables is turning. The men, I hate to say it because it's wicked as hell, but the men turning the tide on this shit. It is what it is. Then another comment that the sister said, she was saying, men be wanting a lot for nothing. Shit, that's life. That's what that's what life about. That's what people always doing. They trying to get the most for the less. It is what it is. The men just winning at it. The men just doing a better job at it. I see women on a day-to-day basis say they want a sugar daddy that don't want no sugar. You want him to come up out his pocket without you having to set that thing out. It is what it is. So in turn, you can't get mad if you a woman, if you giving it up and you ain't getting nothing. If you giving it up and he ain't married you, you giving it up and he ain't put you in a place to stay. He ain't making sure you eat. He ain't making sure you got clothes. He ain't making sure you got insurance to go to the doctor. If he ain't making, come on, man. You can't get mad at no man because you don't know how to operate your life, because you don't know how to you don't know how to sustain how healthy relationships and stuff supposed to go. You ain't supposed to just be having sex with no damn body. I'm going to read it again. Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. That's what the Bible say. That's what the Bible say. Let's get a little bit more along the lines of what a man is supposed to provide for a woman. If you start having sex with a woman, this is what you're supposed to start providing. Think about this before you start laying down with these sisters. This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 9. I'm going to start at verse 10. And if he take another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So this was in a situation where the man was wicked. You took a wife. You didn't like her as much as you like another woman. So you took another wife, right? So most dudes in a situation like this, I'll put it like this. I'll try to bring it up in today's terms, right? Your first baby mama, right? You don't like her no more. You get her up out of there. You find you a new woman. You doing more for the new woman than you doing for the old woman. Nah, that ain't how I go. God said, and if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So the Most High was still putting you in that mode. These are the things that you're supposed to be providing. As a man, if you call yourself finna have sex with somebody, if you finna start taking on the responsibility for this sister, because that's what comes with sex responsibility. It is what it is. You talking about the responsibility of being a husband, the possible responsibility of becoming a father. It is what it is. But the women, y'all push for this movement. Y'all push for this movement for y'all can do what y'all wanted to. Y'all wanted to be sexually free. The men never had no issue with that. The men never had no issue with free love. I can have sex with whoever I want to without the commitment. But they also ain't forcing y'all to have sex with them. So for the women that's turn around and start complaining about this shit, it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta come on with that, man. That don't make sense. But let me read that verse 10 again. Exodus 21 and 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish? Those are your responsibilities. And that duty of marriage, it comes with a bunch of stuff. That ain't just sex and, you know what I'm saying, it's deeper than that. It's a lot more that go into that. It's a lot more that go into sustaining the mindset of a woman. It's a lot that go into sustaining and protecting a woman. Because you're responsible for that. You start having sex with a woman, you're responsible for all that shit. And most people don't look at it like that. You know, on the woman end, if you start asking a man to pay for stuff, you want him to pay a couple bills, you want him to help you with your children, ass came with that. In the most blunt way I can say it. Because outside of that, that was your father's job. I tell my wife this all the time. I was like, I understand why the Most High had it in Numbers chapter 30. It was no gray area for the women in the Bible. You went from your father's house to your husband's house. It wasn't no in between. It wasn't no, I'm going to live on my own for a couple of years. It wasn't none of that. You went from your father's house to your husband's house. Your father took care of you until a man came along and asked your dad, like, hey, man, I really like your daughter. You know, I like the way she moved. Is it okay if I marry your daughter? Your dad look at him like, I don't really like you like that, man. Move around. Or he get an okay. We don't do that no more. And we got the sisters complaining because they mismanaging their body. They mismanaging their lifestyle. It is what it is, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.